have with me Erin of Socially Powered. The reason she is the lady of this hour and all these hours, she organized Social Media Day Denver. How are you feeling now that this event has wrapped?
So I'm exhausted, but I'm also I'm super excited. I'm pumped for tonight. We've got shenanigans going on. Today was an amazing day. I'm just like overwhelmed a little bit with how well it went. I mean, we had a few glitches here and there, but nothing that like brought the day down. I truly feel like all of my speakers provided great information to everybody. I feel like all the attendees had fun. They learned a lot. Our lunch was amazing. And came and brought us pretzels. We had, snacks in the afternoon by Natural Grocers. Show the cute little cookie I gave you.
This is perfect. I don't want to eat this ever.
Isn't that the cutest? So one of my assistants that was helping with the day found these. So these were speaker gifts, but I had a few extras. So I wanted to give them to some of my key volunteer.
I am never going to eat this. They're going to find this in a time capsule someday.
Yes.
I'm here again. Is this my sixth
shocker
bomb today?
I think maybe a seventh.
Seventh bomb today. You did great. Erin pulled off this event with a lot of help from her friends.
It was like a song.
It was a lot of help from my friends.
Yeah. As you were.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I only photobombed a couple lives.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you able to tether and?
It never stops. The action never stops. I want to ask you, when, do you remember think back, dig deep, when did you start planning this?
I feel like I started planning it last year. I actually feel like I started planning it really years before that, because once the idea was in my head, I was like, I'm going to make this happen. Okay, how am I going to make this happen? What am I going to do? And then, when we did the SM Day Den last year, I was like, well, this is great, great, but I want this to be bigger and better. And I think I achieved my goal, don't you?
As someone, I actually kind of got almost eye view, but I was able to watch from back here. I got a chance, and we've been sharing it today, guys, been interviewing each speaker. The quality of authority you brought to this conference to make it accessible to anyone who wanted to benefit from it. You must, you totally went bigger than probably even maybe you expected.
Absolutely. So when I first started planning this and I was looking for spaces and thinking, okay, well, what can I really do here? And we found this venue, which I love. I think it's a super cool venue. That was one of the things that I really didn't want was the hotel. Every other conference is at a hotel, and I felt like that's super lame. And so I don't know if you've been able to show them at all.
They've been seeing back behind me. You guys, by the way, if you're not following hashtag SM Day Den, you've been seeing a ton of people sharing here. This venue is amazing, and I have referenced it, that we are looking out over the skyline and can see Mile High Stadium.
We're feet from the stadium. The Denver downtown skyline is just a couple miles, maybe a mile and a half. And it's just the venue's cool. It's not, it's not like that same carpet like the hotel carpet that's in every hotel. And they've been super easy to work with. It's just different and more, I guess, for me, it feels more like real Denver. It's not, yeah.
Well, and I've asked a couple of our speakers today who are local to the area, and I'll ask you the same question. Why do you feel Denver is the scene for social media?
Oh my God, we have so many amazing people here. Honestly, in fact, okay, so let's think about this. Our local speakers, Joel Com, Mia Voss, talking about you. Andrea Ball, Leslie Nance, Anthony Pritchard, Matt Holmes, Deborah Jason, Tracy Malone, everybody else, like Colorado Women in Social Media. There's just, I'm not even talking, we have even John Loomer, and I'm thinking Boulder, we've got Beth Hayden. There's so many. Oh, Vivica Von Rosen, she's up north. I think she's out of town. She was supposed to be here, but it didn't happen. But yeah, we have an amazing source of talent to choose from for social media.
Well, and couple all that with the fact Denver is a microbrew hub. We've got all the eateries. We've got the mountains, the downtown Denver. There's so much scenery. I mean, God, your Instagram feed is just, mouth-watering at the idea of putting all those the imagery there. I would love to know, just give our people a sneak peek. This was this year. I don't want to go forward too much because I want you to enjoy tonight because you should. What are you thinking maybe for next year?
We've already been talking about it. In fact, Joel and I were talking about it. He's like, well, I'm glad that you're saying in 2018. And we will actually have announcements together. It just didn't happen, but I really tried to get it together to be able to sell to 2018 today. But I had just a little bit going on. So my plan is we're going to start planning 2018 now. We may have secured our special guest, and that may be the big announcement.
Well,
first,
we're going to be watching and sharing. I know I told you guys this is going to be the last interview of the day, but I have access to the social media handles for this, so I will probably be on there.
I'll give you a secret. So when, how at Shenanigans we always do, we go up on stage and we do a little 10, 15-minute talk or whatever with our special guest. We do a bunch of giveaways. You might find out during that time who the next special guest is.
We are going to be on. I want to cover one last thing. This, you've mentioned to me before, and I know I'm not the only one, planning a conference like this is a lot like having a full-time job.
Oh, it's more than a full-time job. Yeah.
And I want to give you an opportunity to talk about, obviously, not the fact that you also organize this event. What else do you have going on? What is your business? And this is all also going on behind the scenes, and you might want to offer a couple thank yous to those people, too.
Well, it's funny that you say that because that standing right over there is a client of mine that I just signed. I signed her on 2 weeks prior. So try onboarding a new client while you're putting together the largest event you've ever done in your life. And thankfully, she's extremely understanding. And I saw her last night briefly, and she said, I might be a day or two late with all your content. So I own a company that I do social media management, training, consulting for business owners, which is, how I got started in this industry. And she was extremely understanding and said, we kind of had that thought that you might be a little bit overwhelmed right now, and we totally understand. So I was, very grateful for that. The other thing I do want to say is, and I don't think you've gotten any of the live stream from when I was doing my thank yous or anything. The one thing I really want to say to people, if you ever even think about doing something like this, make sure that you have the right people on your team. Bring them in early. Communicate. I feel like I actually did a not so great job about communicating with everyone. I would accidentally leave somebody off an email, or I would think, maybe they don't need to be on that. it's better to over communicate. Everything I've heard feedback wise, even from attendees, is that they would rather have more emails than not hear from you. So I think the over communication is key. Rachel was a key part of that. She helped me with all my emails, a lot of the marketing. God, you like planning, like packing, coming over and moving at my, like basically my whole dining room out of my house. In fact, I think I need her help to get some of this stuff back home.
Well, and I actually just realized I drove our smaller vehicle today like a moron, so I'm going to have to like text my husband saying, so I'm going to need you to drive our bigger vehicle here, pick up the Jeep, and I will use...
No.
But he'll because you know what, we're surrounded by people who support. And I want to say, I know I've shared this with you, I shared it with a few other people that we worked with on this. You did such a great job pulling energies together that you did have the right team. And even if you, and worst case scenario, if you had woken up this morning with laryngitis and you're like, I can't go or I can't talk, it would have happened. Today would have still been a smashing success.
It did happen during this, we did live streams throughout it every week. And I got super sick and lost my voice. I woke up one day, no voice. And somebody had to cover for me. So I called Joel and I'm like, I can't talk. The other thing that happened is I had to leave for a funeral, and we had our live stream scheduled for every Tuesday at 2, and I was on a plane. So Jen stepped up and did my interviews that day.
Jonathan Tripp's watching on Facebook Live, and then
let's just do a big shout out to VipMug, Jonathan Tripp, and Jen Nelson, because they were amazing with all video production. I mean, they rocked it. We did, like I said, the weekly live streams. We had all of our speakers and sponsors on, and it was amazing. So thanks, Jonathan.
I'm sure he's feeling the love. Yeah, they're both feeling the love. I want to let you get back to enjoying this evening, because really I think this is a time of revelry and reflection for you to just really almost look around and see the success of what you created. Are there any final thoughts with how you hope people took away today?
I really just hope that people got good information, that they take something back that they can implement, if not immediately, within like the next week. And then I really hope that people had fun and that they enjoyed this. I hope they made good connections. I know that that was one of my big things. I was trying to connect as many people as I could. If I talked to somebody, I was like, oh my God, you have to meet so-and-so at Social Media Day. If I forget, remind me, because I have a little bit going on up here right now. But, I really want everybody to have fun, enjoy, and make the connections, and yeah. And I think Shenanigans is actually really starting right now.
I'm pretty sure you're right. You know what? I think that's perfect cue. We're going to wrap on that. I want to remind everyone, and based on what you've let loose tonight, is that you want to keep an eye on SM Day Den as a hashtag, socialmediadaydenver.com, and look out for updates there. And I think we're going to have to turn SM Day Den 18 into a new hashtag, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I like it. Yeah. Let's do it. SM Day Den 18.
Erin, it has been a pleasure to work on this project with you. It's been a pleasure to serve this and to watch it unfold. And as I've said, I probably could count on one hand the people on this planet who brought this powerhouse of people together. So thank you for all the service you made for today.
Thank you, Rachel. It's honestly, I can't say thank you enough to you. You've been awesome.
I love her. I got a hug. This is all social, baby. Okay, we're going to be quiet now. Social media shenanigans happening now. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.